have my students do figure eights around the light poles. That teaches you to look into your turn, to look out. If you're new to driving, you need to be listening to this. You need to be telling your friends that, hey, an instructor's on. He's talking about driver's ed. He's going to show you how to drive. He's going to give you tips. So we start in the parking lot. Then once you're comfortable, and I can tell when you're comfortable, usually in the first 3 or 4 minutes, as an instructor, I can tell if you are comfortable driving. You don't grip the wheel as hard. You're sitting back in the seat. You're looking left. You're looking in front. You're looking right. Again, if you have questions, put those in. This is Ask Me Anything. And I'm talking about what do you need to do to get out if you have anxiety. So next, we will go over to the neighborhood. You're going to make 12 right turns. You're going to go down the block, turn in your blinker, make a right turn. You're going to go down the block, turn in your blinker, make another right turn. We're going to do squares. Your instructor should have you doing squares, going into the neighborhood. You can also hear this truck backing up. Hear it? Okay. So you want to get into a neighborhood. And then now we're going to go around to the left. We're going to go up, turn, make a left. Go up, turn, make a left. So once I see you turning the wheel properly and looking, then we're going to hit some parallel parks. Why is the left turn so dangerous? First, Mari, thank you. Thank you. Left turns are dangerous because you're turning across oncoming traffic. That's why left turns are dangerous. You're crossing the face of oncoming traffic. People like you are the reason people can't drive, hopping in a car when you won't. So what we want to do is help people, teach people how to drive, and people who have bad experiences. So I would say some people are nervous, and it's really important that you understand that a lot of people are selfish, and some people have had a bad experience with driving. They had a bad instructor, or they have a parent who grabs the wheel. It's about confidence when you get into a car, and you want to have good coaching, and you want to really teach someone. Everyone has a different experience, but what I'm finding out, and I'm out here every day, so I learn from my students, I learn from adults. I'm always looking for new data to show people. And the biggest thing is a lot of adults just don't want to drive. They have anxiety. They have a negative outlook. And then some people just are negative in general. So I would say people who don't want to drive or are scared to drive, you need to find a good coach. You need to find someone to help you learn how to drive. And I think anytime you get into a car, it is dangerous. You could have an accident. Left turns are very dangerous because you're turning across oncoming traffic. A lot of beginners panic. They may hit the brake instead of the gas. We turn short, we get rear-ended. The next thing I say, going through roundabouts. A lot of beginners go in too fast. They hit the curb, which is automatic failure, or the instructor has to intervene and turn the wheel. If you want more examples, type it in. I'll give you more examples of why beginners and people who are in their 20s and 30s who are also beginners fail and they struggle. They don't listen to the instructor. They think they know how to drive. And a lot of people just pop on a live or someone talking about driving or semi-truck driving. For instance, there was a dangerous fatality in Texas. There was a company who had drivers driving way beyond their legal hours of driving. 5 people lost their lives. There was a semi-truck driver who killed 5 people. It's in Texas. You don't believe me? Look it up. This company will be sued. They are actually a semi-truck courier for the United States Postal Company. This company was changing log hours. If a driver was tired, they have a little code to type in to say, hey, I'm tired. They would push back the time. So as a result, someone died. 5 people died. So there's going to be scrutiny. There are a lot of driving schools across the country that have been shut down because they're lying. They're behind on their paperwork. They falsify records. The one thing on me, I always do my paperwork. I'm always legal to teach driver's ed. If I'm tired, I don't drive. If I have adults or teens who are not ready or making dangerous mistakes, running through red lights, not checking blind spots, arguing with the instructor, I'm not going to drive you, because driving is a privilege, not a right. So whenever people say random stuff or do random things, they get deleted, or I just don't drive them, because there's a shortage of driver's ed instructors. My next class that starts in about a week, I have 20 students ready to learn how to drive. If I want to drive 30 or 40 or 50, I could, but I'm working at a good pace. So typically, usually students who have low self-esteem, want to argue with authority, you just don't drive those young people or adults, because they're going to end up killing themselves, making mistakes. And I think a lot of people just say random stuff, and I learned to ignore it and keep it moving. Okay. Next, classroom stories are really important. I share some good classroom stories with you. I'll share another classroom story. I had a young lady in one of my classes. My students text me, hey, so-and-so jumped out the window and she's playing outside in the courtyard. I said, what? You tell her, get back in the classroom, and when I come, I'm going to deal with her. So when you're dealing with teens or young adults, they do silly things. They do stupid things. So it's about me trusting you. And if I don't trust you when we drive, I'm not going to drive you. It's really, really, really simple. Okay. Next, I'm a fun teacher, and I share these experiences. I share these stories with you to encourage you to want to drive, to encourage you to move past maybe an instructor that is not good, maybe a teacher that is not good. You're paying your money, and I am not expensive. It's upwards of $75 an hour. So driver's education is not expensive. The reason it's expensive, the liability insurance for a driver's ed vehicle, to have a dual mirror, to have a dual brake. Okay, you're driving people that cannot drive. And there's some companies across the United States, I'm not going to name any, there are people coming into the United States, and I'm not going to get into the political landscape. They think they can pay a driver's ed company, hey, I have a family of 10 people, I'm going to pay you $500 a person and just pass them. If you have good conscience, you don't pass people who can't drive, because I'm signing my signature saying you can drive. And if you crash and kill someone, they're going to come after you, and they're going to come after me. If you can't drive, I'm not going to drive you. I'm going to teach you. So a lot of people think they can come into the United States and just pay thousands of dollars, and then you have a license. No. It doesn't work like that. A good instructor on the road is very calm. They give you advice. Whenever you look at my videos or me talking to you now, I'm giving you advice. If you want to learn how to drive, find a good instructor. Good instructors are like me. They're social. They have a good sense of humor. We have to learn quickly from our mistakes. They make conversations with you. Okay? You learn what to do, and you prepare people to grow up. Driving doesn't make you an adult. Driving prepares you for responsibilities, putting gas into a car. If you have an electric car, charging it up. Going to find a job, because typically every 2 days we're filling up this car, we're driving 250, 275, 300 miles a day, because we're driving students downtown areas, rural roads, main thoroughfares, roundabouts, residential areas. Good instructors will take you in a wide variety of areas. They're giving positive reinforcement. You'll never hear me say anything negative about any of my students. And when you watch these videos, whether they're short form videos, 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, or longer form, 45 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, you need to be watching all of these videos, because you're going to pick up knowledge. Okay, I don't go live to waste your time, and don't come on my live to say random stuff. Thank you for the thumbs up. I'm here preparing you to pass your road test. I'm here preparing you to get your license. I'm here preparing you to become independent. Okay. Next, they always remind you to do things constantly. When we park, let's park in the lines. Parallel park, roll straight back, turn the wheel all the way to the right, back in at a 45 angle. You need to be 12 inches or less away from the curb. I go out and check. I wear size 14 shoe. I will open the door and check. Good instructors give you this feedback. And I have driven a group of about 30 students several years ago. I can't tell you the deep logistics about it, but they were 18 and up, getting ready to go to college. The one reason why I want to expand this and perhaps get a grant, get a driver's education vehicle, preferably a electric vehicle, and teach adults how to drive. Driving is a life skill. I want to say this again. Driving is a life skill. Now, some people in New York or New Jersey, you don't really need your license because your transportation system is good. But any other place, most of you are under 40. You want to move out, get your own apartment, get your own place, get your own condo. You have to work. W-O-R-K. You have to drive. You got to drive to your job. You got to drive back home. You're going to community college. You're finishing up high school. You don't necessarily need a college education to be professional, but it's going to take you a little bit longer. You got to establish credit. You're going to have to at least get your own car one day. It could be a 2020, a 2019, 817. You need to drive a reliable car. You have to have credit. And if you don't establish credit at 17, 18, or 19, when you're in your early 20s, late 20s, early 30s, how are you going to get a mortgage for a house? How are you going to get approved for a $30,000 or $40,000 car? Denied, because you have not established credit. So a lot of people just want to stay home, mom and dad's basement, and do nothing. That's not life. Everyone is different. I was taught you work, you stack up your money, you pay your bills on time, and if you need to have a credit card, it's there for emergencies. Okay, hey, what's up? How you doing? We're talking about Ask Me Anything. How you doing? I know you're from the Chicago area, Illinois. How you doing? We were talking about expectations about driving, getting a job, JOB if you want to be with me, right? I do driver's ed, I'm in education, I do social media, I'm trying to do some Amazon branding, trying to do some other social media. I have to invest in digital products to up my game, right? And I also have a stand store that's connected to my channel. And if you want to learn how to drive, I have about 8 digital products. If you want to sign up for a coaching call with me, I am there, right? So you need to expand your skill sets. And ultimately, I want to help a company develop their social media. I use my channel as an example. We're upwards of almost 600,000 views this month. I have about 25 videos that are upwards of 500,000 to 1 million views.